Hi and welcome to one of my Shark Tank React videos where I analyze and react to one Shark Tank pitch as if I would be one of the sharks. I love Shark Tank, they have tons of knowledge in it, in the relationship between investor and founder and company, and you get to see what 6 sharks thinks about one investment in a company. I count myself as the 6th shark. And I'm looking for 4 things when it comes to a pitch. The people behind the company, the business model, the market, and the numbers. And in the end of the video, I will tell you if I would have invested and why I would have invested or not. And of course, explaining my thinking there also. Let's just jump into the pitch and see what we got for us today.
Hi Sharks, my name is Bing Howenstein and I'm the CEO of All33. I'm here today to ask for $500,000 for a 2.5% piece of our company.
Bing, baby!
I know, it is a very serious ask, but that's because it is for a very serious problem. Chairs, they may be killing you. Now you've all heard, sitting is the new smoking. Well, they are right. Sitting for any length of period of time is really bad for you. And chairs, well, they've had the same basic design for almost 3,000 years. Whatever you're sitting in, even the fancy, expensive chairs you guys are sitting in right now, you can find yourself locked, stuck, immobile, and a lot of times in pain. And for all of us working at home these days, this is just not okay. Well, I have some really good news for you. Oh! All33 is here to save the day. But don't just take it from me. Let's hear what one of our biggest fans has to say.
Hey Sharks, I'm Justin Bieber, and this is the All33. It's the chair that moves like I do. I mean, guys, look at this perfect posture. I got my chest up, my shoulders back. I'm ready for anything. I mean, have you guys ever seen a chair that could do this? I'm doing a full ab workout right now. All right, hit me up later. I'll be back. If you gotta sit, this is it.
Very cool that they got Justin Bieber as an ambassador for this chair and incorporate him in the pitch. Sitting is, as he's saying, almost as bad as smoking, but we need to solve this issue that we are a lot more passive in our working environment, in our life, than we was like 100 years ago when we worked more with our bodies. Our human body is more used to actually work with your hands and feet and your back. Of course, it's not that good. We are living longer because we are not working at the same extent with our body, but those working environments also were bad because there were bad ergonomics in it. So, can chairs improve? Of course they can, because as he said, the chair solution has been kind of the same thing for 3,000 years. The design hasn't changed much. And they're saying that they want to solve this. Yeah, let's see what they have in store for us. I have a feeling, because it looks like the bottom is more flexible. It's more about the hip area and have that working with you all day, because you're actually not sitting in the same way all the time. So let's jump in and see what he's saying.
Justin knows what he's talking about because this is our patented sit-in-motion technology. It's like a chair within a chair, and it rocks, just like our sails. Now, you don't have to have moves like Justin in order for this chair to work for you, because all you have to do is sit, get fit, and all 33 of your vertebrae, well, they're gonna keep moving all day. Now, this is a chair. Now, Mr. Wonderful,
yes.
You're looking particularly uncomfortable.
I am.
Would you like to come up and take a seat and see what we're talking about?
I have a bad back from a squash injury.
Oh, well then, let's see what happens. Make sure you get your behind all the way into the back of the chair. Scooch back there.
All right.
And you can probably feel the rocking motion move back and forth.
Very interesting. Why is this making me sit up straight? Why is that happening?
So, the patents that we have about this are really quite unique. Basically, Dr. Dennis Colanella, who invented this, he's been doing this for a long, long time. He's got 45 years of treating backs, necks, and everything else. He figured out, let's get your hips moving, almost as if what you're experiencing is a sensation that's almost like you're standing, but when you're sitting. It is moving all 33 of your vertebrae while you're sitting, and there's nothing else in the world that is doing it.
I'm very skeptical about all these claims on chairs because I've tried so many. And I also have tried different devices to help my back. This thing actually is working. I don't care about Bieber. I'm going to kick his ass when my album comes out. I don't like your valuation, though.
Well, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
I would expect that from you.
Tell us, how did you get into this and what
Sure.
happened?
So I have been a patient of Dr. Colonella's for about 20 years, and then friend. I'm also a bit of a serial entrepreneur. I got into making products and getting products sold. Along the way, I got into the back care space. When I sat on Dennis's chair, an early prototype, I said, this is a whole different ballgame. But I knew that Dennis was never gonna get this thing going. As a friend, I said, let me help you. I'm gonna do a Kickstarter for you. So we did that. It performed very well.
What's very well?
We did $800,000.
That's very well.
That's great. Did you license it from him?
No,
Are
no,
you
no.
partners with him?
I own a small piece of it.
How much of the company do you own?
I own about 5%.
So a premium chair in today's market sells for roughly $2,000, a real premium chair. What does this sell for?
We're selling this for $799.
What's your margin? What's it cost you to make?
So our margins are about 67%. Our cost delivered to a customer with all that good stuff is about 260 bucks.
2.5%, 500,000, 20 million valuation.
Yep.
How many chairs you selling?
Let us just stop there. They are shooting questions and he is answering very fast. If we just make a fast recap of what he has said. He is not the inventor, it's someone else who is it, but he is the entrepreneurial heart in this. He had made a Kickstarter selling for 800,000. He is patient, himself saw this is a huge opportunity and is a little bit of a serial entrepreneur. A good chair is selling for around $2,000 a piece. They are selling it for $7,500. It must be in the patents and in this solution with the hips that is making it more expensive. And as I was correct here, it was the rocking motion and the hip placement who made the chair good, and you're sitting actually straight all the time. It's like more like standing position in your back, but your legs are not straight, as we said. And now, how much they're asking now, how much he's making on them and so on. I think this is really important because 7,500, it should have a really good margin. They have a patent on it, so it's not many people, or actually no one, can infringe on that to make these kind of shares and making the same product. So I think they have a really good chance of getting a deal here, and I think they probably have good margins. But still, it can be something with manufacturing and having low series and stuff like that. Because if you have a low quantity of manufacturing, it can be hard. And then valuation is 20 million. They need to be selling a lot of shares to build up for that valuation. Otherwise, this can be hard, and Kevin will probably pinch down on him right away that this is overvalued. But let's see what the sharks say, and especially Kevin now when he's jumping in.
How many dollars?
So this year alone, we've sold about 3.2 million. We're on track to hit 5.5.
Okay, and what are you going to make on 5.5?
So we were slightly profitable in the second quarter, and we expect to be the same in this third quarter.
I mean, just help me because, you know, I'm a quick study in most sectors. Office supply furniture, or even if you want to call this high-end chair design, whatever, maybe it would trade for 11 times pre-tax cash flow. I mean, I'm not saying it isn't a great chair, but it's a chair. Why is it worth $20 million?
We are looking at comps for other companies that are out there in a very similar space that are 3 to 4 times revenue. We know we're going to get there. We have also talked to the market. Not my opinion. 20 million bucks is a pretty good valuation for
So
us.
then why are you here?
Why am I here?
If you talk to so many people that gave you that valuation, why are you here?
Because shark money is better than other money.
So you're charging us more than
No,
your sales because we're sharks?
I'm prepared to give you a discount because you guys are sharks.
Can you give a discount?
I am the CEO of the company, and I'm here to make a deal.
You're a marketing company first and foremost. You've
Sure.
got your product, right? It's got its angle, it's got its differentiation, and that's good, right? I just don't want to be in the chair business.
Sure.
You know, it's just, of all the businesses, big and small, not that there's anything wrong with the chair business, but it's just not for me.
Okay.
So for those reasons, I'm out.
That's fair. Thank you.
5.5 million selling for that. Almost the valuation is 4 times sales. It's quite hefty, and if he's saying it's slightly positive, it's good that they are profitable, so the sharks know that they don't need to put in money for actually surviving. But still, it comes down to it is a share, as Mark is saying. What in it is it that makes it so exciting? He's not excited about it, and then I understand. If you're a shark, you want to put time, effort, and everything like that. You need to get excited to work on something. I understand he's not in it. And also, I think it's funny that the founder is saying like shark money is better than everyone else's money, and he has been out on the market and they are saying like 20 million is the sweet spot for your valuation. The sharks is not thinking like that. The sharks has also more pull because shark money, as I said, is better money. So let's see. Sounds a little bit that he is making a kind of marketing stunt about the Shark Tank, but he's also saying that he's there to make a deal, so he can go down in valuation and so on and so on. I think it's more about, do you want 2.5% of a company and then put an energy and time in it? I think you need more of the company, and then thinking about the sales you can have and the profit that you can be distributed through either exiting the company or having a dividend. So I think it's very interesting. It's a little hesitant if he will have a deal here, but it depends, I think, mostly on how much he's able to, or willing to go down in valuation.
And you wanted to sell me a chair. You're the perfect guy. But you weren't here to sell a chair. You were here to sell a business. And
Correct.
You said you're a 5% owner?
Correct.
I, for some reason, feel it lacks credibility.
Okay.
I think that's a good lesson for other entrepreneurs. You can't send a salesman in.
Well, with all due respect, this is my life right now, and it's a bit of a denigration to call me a simple salesman on this deal.
Barbara's very good at pissing everybody off.
Well,
Don't worry
that's
about
fair,
it.
and you can do that, but the fact is that is not what is happening here. I'm here to build a company. We are building a movement in a category that hasn't been done before. We're going up against the big guys that, frankly, it's a fractured system that I look forward to breaking.
I wish I could believe that you're building a category, but I don't see that as a category. I see it as a chair with a new design element, but it doesn't get me all excited. So for that reason, no.
Thank you.
The problem for me is whenever...
Interesting that Barbara is saying that he's good at selling the product, but not good at selling the company, and it's kind of two different things. He's good at selling the share. Well, the share is kind of also the company in its whole. It's the solution to the problem they want to solve, and so on and so on. And I can understand him. He's feeling a little attacked by it, because if you're spending around your life and everything like that, and he's feeling a little bit attacked by it, I can kind of feel it with him. She's saying that he's only owning 5%, but come on, it's another inventor. He's owning 95%, I assume. So it kind of makes sense. He probably has sweat equity, has worked to get those 5% and helped him. He maybe should have got more to have more pull and stuff like that, but and then he's going on that he wants to build a movement, he wants to build a new category of shares within the share category. Maybe it's something ergonomic shares and stuff like that. Yeah, it can be kind of hard to create a new niche and create a new category for a product like shares. I'm not an expert, but I'm kind of feeling this vibe from the sharks and stuff like that. So let's see what the other sharks is thinking. We'll have a license deal from License King himself, Mr. O'Leary. Maybe. Let's see.
somebody comes in and they have something different that can really be good, but they're just starting.
Yeah.
And they want to get a shark, I always feel the smart thing to do is to be a lot smarter about your valuation, because if you get somebody in and alongside with you, you could take a one-off item like this and blow it up, which is what I'm good at.
Sure.
So if you had had something that was just more realistic, because I just feel it's so out of whack. For me, it just turns me off. And for that reason, unfortunately, I'm out.
That's fair. There is a competitor company that just had a $200 million valuation on, just a little higher sales.
I actually work with one of the bigger guys, Veridesk.
Sure.
And the whole theory is the desk raise up, and the chairs that they sell are a little pole, a chair, so you have to balance yourself,
Sure.
right? This would be a conflict with me, so I'm out.
I started choking on.
So, two more sharks is out. They are out one Lori because of the valuation is too high and she's not seeing that she can come back to it. And Damien is out because he see a conflict of interest. Very good reasons. I think also that he could be playing it smarter when it comes to valuation and getting a shark to buy it and being interested in actually going on this journey. But I think the gap was too big for Lori to even shrink it to get that close to each other. So she's just jumping off. And now let's see if the License King is coming up with such a deal, or he's just thinking the valuation is too damn high also. So he will skip it totally. And then this product that's I think actually is really, really good. Maybe he's going nowhere with the deal. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. Maybe he will come further without a shark on his team. But I think that it would be the best to have a shark with him. But in a way, there are no sharks that are an ambassador for stationery, for office things and stuff like that. They are technology, they are finance, they are real estate, QVC, they are fashion. Well, it's not that many that is like, oh, look at this, I have a cool share to sell you. If he wanted a shark, he should have gone down in valuation, so it'd be more taking down the risk for the sharks and actually getting them in. But let's see.
Evaluation, I'm still choking on it.
Okay.
I tried the chair and it has merit, but $500K for 2.5%, I don't get out of bed for 2.5%.
Well,
I can't
I'm
do it.
more than
I mean,
happy to
I
have
don't
you in
wanna
a higher
beat you
place in the
up.
cap table,
My
just a little
routine
more
would
money.
be just squeeze your head like a teenage pimple, and I feel like doing that, but I don't want to. So I'm out.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I will buy one, though.
Well, you're going to have to pay full price this time.
I guess I will.
Oh, bam!
All right.
Thank you, Bing.
Sad to say, he didn't get an offer and didn't get a deal. Well, sometimes you lose some, sometimes you win some. And maybe it's the best for him because nobody actually felt that excited about the share and being in the share business. And to have an investor on your cap table that you want to bring in to have that excitement and being excited about their product, and they aren't, it could be actually be a bigger liability than it could be an asset for the company. So he is maybe better off with no sharks in his cap table. What do you think? I think the people behind it, it's a little bit hard to understand because he only said that he was being an entrepreneur and having that experience. He didn't say how many companies, what they did, exit, and so on and so on and so on. I think he's a good salesman. He's very good at selling the product and so on and speaking about it. I think that's really good. So otherwise, the 95% owner, he's the inventor of the share and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to evaluate these kind of things with these guys. Not much knowledge about them. And then go over to the product. Better posture, better sitting environment, everything like that. It's very good. I think if you would come to a company and saying your employees are actually killing themselves, the back is bad and so on because of the shares, and you would have higher productivity due to good shares. It's kind of easy to say that we will buy them in and have those. And I think if you are self-employed or something like that, having a good share that you're sitting in 10 to 12 hours a day, I think that will be a really, really good investment. I have made a good investment in a very expensive share for myself, around those $2,000 that Barbara talked about. Then the market, well, there are a lot of shares out there, but premium shares at that price point, I think that's a really certain niche that you need to get in. You really need to get in on very high net worth individuals and high net worth companies that are putting a lot of money in their people and so on. Because 7.5K, when you're starting to turn that up in numbers, and with everyone getting one in a company that is 100,000, 10,000, or maybe around 100,000 people, oh my god, that's a big cost. And then the company is looking at what could we do with that money instead. Then they're probably not only buying this for the executive team or anything like that. So I don't think that market is very narrow. It's a niche, yeah, and so on. And then the numbers, he had good sales numbers, 5.5 million projected for that year, but a little bit over 3 million at the point year to date he was talking about. Had some earnings on that, so they were profitable, very good. But the valuation and that didn't go together. He talked about other companies in a similar position with less or even the same or a little bit more sales. They went for higher and then went for the same number and so on, so on, so on. So I think he came in with a mind of selling something that was kind of in the fair value compared with other companies in the market, but coming in and luring a shark to bite and to invest in you, you need to go lower than the 20 million. 4 times sales, and that's kind of hard to swallow in this kind of stage. So would I invest? If he were able to go down in valuation, maybe talking about a valuation of 10 million, but also then I would only get 5% of the company at 500,000 investment. So I probably would have gone up with 1 million and getting around 10% of the company. Because if I would be an owner in a company and lower than 10%, I should focus on something else, probably. But yeah, if we were be able to go down to that level, I would invest in the company. Would you invest in a company as I would do in this deal or in any other deal? Tell me about it in the comments. If there's anything I missed, also tell me about it, and I maybe can explain or talk about anything else about this pitch. Hopefully you like this video and you're showing it by liking it. I will appreciate a lot. And lastly, if you want to see more of my Shark Tank React videos, please subscribe to my channel and show your appreciation for what I'm doing here. I'm in my beginning of my journey. I'm working on it still. Hopefully the sound is better in this one than in the last one. And then I just want to wish you returns in your portfolio and in life.